Yo, what it do, fatherpreneurs? Listen, if you're going to build a YouTube channel so that you can sell pre-made, done for you, master resale rights, digital products, then you've got to learn how, at least at a very basic level, how to create graphics like your thumbnails, like your cover art. And today I'm going to walk you through my process on how I do that using a free tool called Canva.com. And well, I should say you can use the free version. I actually use the paid version. I kind of like it. It's just 15 bucks a month. But I'm going to show you some of the key elements that you need to include in a thumbnail and also in your channel art, and how Canva makes it super easy because they give you templates that are already pre-made. All you got to do is plug in your information. So do me a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Smash that subscribe button, and let's get ready to have some fun this morning. You know what I mean? All right, fellas, let's talk a little bit about branding your YouTube channel with the visual elements that you need to make your channel stand out so that you call out to exactly who you're talking to. So when your ideal audience comes across your channel, they know exactly what to expect, and they know right off the rip that your channel is for them. So I'm going to give you 5 tips on creating a YouTube cover art, and then I'm going to give you 4 tips on the cover art, and I'm going to give you 4 more tips on creating your actual thumbnails. And we're actually going to walk you through how to do it live on Canva. I'm going to show you my process. So if you're new here, I'm Cortez Hustle, founder of the brand new, and I'm excited about this, PLR Profit Society community, which is an online community for people just like you who want to use digital products, especially pre-made digital products like PLR products, master resale rights products, to build a passive income empire. What nobody seems to be teaching in this space is how to pick the products that align with your specific gift, talents, experience, or expertise to make it an easy transition to build this digital product empire. And that's what we do in the passive income, or in the PLR Profit Society. So make sure you check out plrprofitmaster.com if you want more details on that. Let me see who we have in the room this morning. We've got my man, Relentless Defense Firearm Academy, in the building from St. Louis. If you're trying to learn how to properly hold and take advantage of the Second Amendment in the state of Missouri, and he's knowledgeable about other states too, definitely check my man and out over there. So let's dive in real quick. I'm going to go through some of the tips relatively quickly. Always remember, you guys can come back to the channel and rewatch this stuff if I go through it too fast, but I ultimately want to get to the screen share and spend more of our time actually demonstrating how to do it. Now, I do want to ask you to do me one favor. Hit the share button, and when those icons come up, if you have a Facebook page, just hit the share button and share this on your Facebook page if you get value out of these trainings. So how or what do I need to look for when I'm trying to create my, they used to call it cover art. I think they now call it they used to call it channel art. I think they now call it a YouTube banner. But if you're going to design a YouTube banner, you got to understand the structure and the dimensions. Now, we use 2560 by 1440 pixels as the base size for your YouTube channel art. Keep essential elements like text and logos within the safe area, which is 1546 by 423. And I just want to give you that because some of you guys are analytical in that way. But when we go into Canva, you're going to see that Canva already has these things laid out. And the funny thing about YouTube is its channel art actually has to serve 3 different purposes at the same time. It has to look good when someone pulls up your YouTube channel on their TV, and trust and believe, People are watching YouTube channels on their TV these days, so your channel art must look good there. Of course, people are watching YouTube on their laptops and their computers, so your channel art has to show up there. But the overwhelming majority of people are watching your YouTube channel on this device, so your channel art must fit all three. So what they do is they give you a template to build all three dimensions at the same time. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. Number two, focus on brand consistency. Include elements that reflect your brand, such as colors, fonts, and your logo. Keep the design simple and avoid clutter to make it look professional. Again, what I want people to see when they see my channel art is I want them to see that I'm talking to them, right? Who do I want to connect with? And I want them to see that I can solve their problem. What do I want to be known for, right? Those are the two most important things. Now, logo is cool. Calls to action are cool. We're going to talk about some of that stuff. But remember, when anybody sees anything that represents your brand, your main focus should be, I want to make sure they know that I'm talking to them. If this is my target audience that sees a representation of my brand, I also want them to know that I have the answer to their main problems, right? Number three, add a tagline or call to action. Include a short tagline or call to action like new videos every week or subscribe for digital marketing tips. In my case, this tells visitors what to expect and encourages subscriptions. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about some of the top elements or best practices when creating your cover art. Number four, use high quality images. Choose high resolution images that align with your niche and brand. Avoid pixelated or overly busy images that may distract from your main message, right? So keep this in mind. We want to be simple. We want to be professional, but we want the messaging to hit home. I want my target audience to know that if you're trying to create a digital product business, this is the channel for you. I want them to know that right off the bat, right? So that's what you do, or some best practices when creating your cover art. What about some of the best practices when creating thumbnails? Well, let's talk about it. Again, number one, when creating thumbnails, some of the best practices is maintain brand cohesion across your thumbnails. Now, I'll be honest, I don't always do this because Canva has some cool templates, and I just roll with the templates a lot of times, right? Use a consistent color scheme, font, and style across all thumbnails to create a recognizable brand identity. This makes your videos easy to spot in feeds and encourages binge watching. Now, what I will do while I change my designs up from series to series, if you guys been following me on this channel for a while, you know that when I get into a series, like this is part 3 of probably a 6 or 7 part series on how to use YouTube to sell digital products. The thumbnails for that series will all be the same, and they will just change from part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. What this is suggesting, though, is that you keep all of your thumbnails pretty uniform across the board. And I have a great example of that in my coach and mentor, Bridget Bartlett. You can go back to her last 100 videos or so, and that thumbnail looks the same except for the title and, you know, the topic, but it looks the same across the last 100 thumbnails or so. So you can look at it two ways. I do series, and the series thumbnails will stay the same, but then the actual thumbnails for regular uploads and things of that nature, they do typically change from time to time because I'm still figuring out what's working, what's not working, and that kind of stuff, right? Number 2 on best practices for creating thumbnails for your YouTube channel. If you're going to build a niche channel to sell digital products like I do, include bold, readable text. This is something that you'll find across all YouTube channels that have a large subscriber base. is they only have a few words on the thumbnail, and the words are big and easy to read because remember, everybody's using their cell phones, right? So when I scroll through these suggested videos, I don't want to have to squint my eyes to read your thumbnail to see if it's a topic that I want to learn about. So use clear, bold fonts that are easy to read, even on small screens. Keep text short. 3 to 5 words is ideal, and use it to highlight the main point or benefit of the video. Number 3, best practices for creating thumbnails on YouTube. Use high contrast colors to stand out. Use contrasting colors to make your thumbnails pop. Bright colors work well, but be mindful of clashing colors. Canva's color palette tool can help you find complementary colors that stand out when you use them together. So I'm going to show you what my color palette is and how I use a bright green in a lot of my stuff, and then I use a dark blue, and then I kind of use for my my medium color is a gray color. Number 4 on our list of the top 5 best practices for creating thumbnails on YouTube, especially if you're trying to use YouTube to sell products, is add a human touch. Faces work best. Now, I know we talk a little bit about faceless content and all of that kind of stuff, and people get faceless confused with, I don't want my face to be seen, but I want a face to be seen, right? You can use a face that is not yours for your faceless brand. Thumbnails with human faces, especially showing expressions, perform well. They draw attention and make content feel more personal. If relevant, add your own face or an expressive image related to your niche. That's why, y'all, my face is a part of my brand. Everything that I do, you're going to notice when I show you my channel, you look through all of my thumbnails, I'm going to say about 98% of my thumbnails have my picture on them, right? Some of them I use graphics, like I did one about AI, and I use robots instead of myself, but 98% of the time is my picture, right? Last but not least, the number 5 of our top 5 best practices of for creating thumbnails that convert into views on your YouTube channel is keep key elements in the center. Position text, images, and other essential elements in the center to ensure they're visible, even when the thumbnail appears in smaller sizes. And again, when people are on their phones, of course, your thumbnail is a lot smaller, so you don't want stuff bleeding off of the actual thumbnail. So let me pull up the screen share here, and let's jump into why I use Canva, because it's super easy. Some people use other things. Canva is now integrating AI and can kind of do some designs and stuff for you. I haven't found that stuff to work for me just yet. And to be quite frank, I really haven't put enough time and energy into it. But let's start with our thumbnails. As you guys know, on my Cortez Hustle YouTube channel, my thumbnail still says Solopreneur Survival School, right? Everything that I'm doing now to push these digital products and to push my mentorship program is going through what we're calling the PLR Profit Society. So I want to change that up a little bit, and we're going to do that using Canva. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to type in channel art, and boom, right here. So it used to be called YouTube channel art, but now you see it says YouTube banner, live stream YouTube banner. So I'm going to go ahead and put YouTube banner in here and pull up some templates that already exist, y'all. This stuff does not have to be hard. The other beautiful thing about Canva is everything is professionally done, even if I don't like how it's professionally done. That makes sense. So when you look at some of these designs, what you're looking at is this background picture here. That's what's going to show up on your TV along with this. And then if I'm watching on my computer, all that's going to show up is this bar right here. And if I'm watching on my phone, the only thing that's going to show up on my phone is this section right here. So the TV will show the whole thing. The computer will show the bar from end to end. The phone will only show the middle portion of the bar. So you want to be strategic with where you place your elements. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll through and see if there's anything that jumps out at me. And I'm looking for things that's nice and clean and easy for me to edit, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not the best at this stuff, so I try to find stuff that if I just make a couple changes, the essence of everything stays the same. So like this right here is probably more along the lines of my speed. The only thing it doesn't have is an image, right? But I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, if I change this to my green, change this to my blue, and put the name of the channel and a call to action, I could make that work. If I scroll down a little further, I see this one right here. It's got an image of a person in there, so I kind of like that. And the background is business related, so I'm going to go with this, y'all. Boom. I'm going to say, yes, let's customize this template. And when it pulls up, we're going to go to work, y'all. And we're going to keep everything simple. I don't like to have to make a whole lot of decisions creatively, man, because it stresses my brain. I don't know about y'all. Like when it comes to business strategy and stuff like that, man, I can get as creative as you can get. But when it comes to stuff like this, I do not want to stress my brain at all, right? So, all right, it's starting to populate and do its thing, y'all. And y'all know that I got these bandwidth problems. I think Charter is really just trying to get me to buy business internet. But when I'm doing business stuff, I seem to have this bandwidth issue, and there's nobody else in the house. There's none of my sons are here playing the games and all that kind of stuff. So why is my bandwidth dragging? Because they want me to buy this high-powered internet stuff, I believe. So as I look at this, I'm looking at, okay, I can tell off the top that this is probably going to be too big to fit into cell phone mode, but it's going to be good for TV. It's going to be good for the computer, but that's not going to work for cell phone mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this stuff out, and I'm going to say, I'm going to come in here, and what do I want to be known for? How to sell digital products. That's what I want to be known for, right? I'm going to get that in there. Boom. Let's shrink that down a little bit. And then I want the name of the brand, which is PLR Profit Society. And I'm going to come up here to the font size, and I'm just going to shrink that font down to where it all fits on one line. All right, boom. Something like that. I see that it's bleeding over. So I'm just going to bring it down so that they are separated a little bit. Now I have the subscribe button right here, but I also want to put I want to tell them about the daily live training, right? So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say live training Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. CST. Boom. And I can leave the subscribe button there. But what I really think that this is too big. So I'm going to shrink some of this stuff down. I'm going to change out that picture. But what I'm doing here is I'm going to group these two elements together so that when I shrink it, they both shrink and keep their proportions. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click. I'm going to hold down my shift key, click this one, hit group. So now when I shrink it, everything is shrinking at the same time. I don't have to waste time trying to shrink each one individually. All right. Now I know this is the same way, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to group these real quick. Group. And then I'm going to shrink this down because I just know that is really, it's too big. It's not going to really fit on there for the cell phone size. And I want everything to fit cell phone and all right, boom. So now I need to bring in my picture, which I have these folders on in Canva where I have all of my elements to make it easy to find. So I'm going to go see if I can find my picture, which I can. This is the picture that I use on pretty much everything. I'm going to crop it down, and then I'm going to drag it in here. Boom. So just like that. Now, I'm branding the name of the channel, but I also want people to know me, right? I'm building a personal brand around this community, but I got to make sure I put my name on here too. So this is where I would probably just put my name. Yeah, I'm just going to add my name at the top. So I'm just going to go over here and add an element, which is a text element. Boom. And I'm going to shrink that. And then I'm just going to put my name in here. Oh, Cavs Cortez. Also, move it to the right. Now, I want to make sure that it's the same color as this. Actually, I really don't. I want it to be this my color, which is blue. And I'm going to change this the same way. Change that to my blue. All right. This same thing. Change that to my color blue. And see, this is my color palette right here. So I don't have to think about what the codes are, the numbers are. All of it's all saved for you in Canva when you really learn how to use Canva. So I'm going to shrink that down like so. Boom. I like it. I like it. Now, this gray is not my gray. So I'm going to change that to my color gray. There we go. And then I start popping in my color for some of these other elements, which is light green. And I'll make that one the dark blue. And I'll make that one green. All right, boom. So now we're starting to look like we got a nice cover photo. However, when I download this, I still got to put it into YouTube and make sure this is going to line up in the right place. And I'm not sure that it is until I actually do it. So I'm going to label it PLR Profit Society channel art. And I'm going to download it. And I'm going to show you guys how to put it into YouTube and make sure it fits. So this is my mentor, Bridget Bartlett. All of her thumbnails look like this. All of them, at least for the last 50 to 100 videos or so. So that's what it means by keep that brand consistency across the board. So let me go into my YouTube studio and let's pop this in and see if we got it right. All right. It's coming. Jump into how I would quickly do a thumbnail the same way. And then we'll, of course, open office hours. What's going on? Ann said that's my guy ET. So yeah, y'all get a sneak peek into some of the things that YouTube is recommending for me because I'm into motivation, man. I got to get my motivation in every morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go to customization. And then right here, banner image. This is where I'm going to upload that banner image. And I'm going to, you see right here is showing you this is what your banner image looks like on a computer, a laptop, and a cell phone. So I'm going to hit change this image. And for some reason, my YouTube thumbnail did not download. So let me see what Canva said. Why you didn't download my stuff, Canva? Oh, because I never did hit download. All right. Well, duh. All right, so now let's try this again. All right, so I'm going to hit change again. And there it is. All right. So it pulls in. So it looks like we did a pretty good job, y'all, because again, this is the part that's going to show up on a cell phone only. On a desktop, it's going to show this whole thing. On the TV, it's going to show all of it. So what this tells me is if I want to, I can go back into Canva. I can move this picture over and make it a little bit bigger. Therefore, I will be able to make all of this bigger, which I probably will do. I'm just not going to do it with you guys on the live right now. I'm going to move on to a thumbnail real quick. So, but yeah, you want to make sure that everything is in these respective boxes. So I see that I have room to make all of this stuff bigger. And when it's bigger, it's going to be easier to read on a cell phone. So since I know I'm going to do that, I'm not going to save it. I'm going to leave everything as it is. Now, let's jump back into Canva real quick and let's talk thumbnails. Y'all, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to templates, and then I'm looking for YouTube. I'm going to go here and do YouTube thumbnail. Boom. And it's going to give me all of the templates. And depending on how much time you have, if you're going to do like Bridget does, where she just has one main template that she's stuck with forever, then you might just want to take your time and really, really, really scroll through and find a template that once you change, it's just going to be that, and you're just going to keep it that way. You can do that, right? So for instance, if I went and chose this template right here, I'm going to say I want to customize this template. What I like, again, I don't like to have to edit a whole lot of stuff. I want to quickly and easily be able to update the colors and change out the headers. That's it. I don't want to do a whole lot of stuff beyond that. So you'll notice that some of these things, it's easy to change the colors. Other things is these are actual pictures, so you can't change the colors. So if I can't change this to my light green, if I can't change this to blue, this background to blue, then I won't use this as a template, right? So let's see what kind of options we have. See, this just might be an actual picture right here. See, that's a picture. And because it's a picture, I can't change any of that stuff, right? Which I do not like. So what that means is I'll probably go back and find me another template that will make sense for me to easily. So let's scroll down a little bit. And so like this one might work because it's already close to my colors anyway. So boom. Let's edit that. And all I would be doing here, guys, is obviously I'm going to take his picture off, bring in my picture. And what you want, guys, is you want to have a good picture of yourself that's high resolution, where it's easy for you to remove the background. And because the picture is part of the brand, guys, I can go back to 2 years, maybe 3 years, and you'll see this same picture on my thumbnails for the last 3 years. Because again, just like a logo, you know, most businesses don't change their logo every year or every month. They keep the same logo for years and years and years. And then, you know, every 10 years or so, 15 years ago, they might go through a rebrand. And I want this picture to be as big as possible. I promise y'all, not because I'm vain. Well, I am a little bit. I think I'm a handsome fella, right? But really, it's because of the eyes. See, when as human beings, we are drawn to each other's eyes. And you might not even realize this, but if you're scrolling on YouTube, you're drawn to the thumbnails where you can see people's eyes. So that's why I try to bring that up as big as possible. So how to earn money online? I don't say earn money online. I say make money online. So I would change that to make. And then these colors right here, this is where I would start bringing in my brand colors. So the overall background is there. And then I might go here and say, okay, give me my real deal color that I use. Boom. And I will go here and do the same thing. Make sure that this matches my colors. Boom. And now because I changed this to a darker color, then obviously I need to make this a lighter color. So I'm going to come over here and go to effects. And I'm going to change the color on this effect to, or actually, where's my color grid over here? Oh, it's hollow. So I'm going to go up here and change my color, I believe here. There we go. And then I'm going to do, might change this to white. Boom. And then we got online. And I might change, leave that like that. And then, of course, change that name to Cortez Hustle. And boom. The image is already high quality. I just needed to make a few updates. This matches what we learned, that I want a few words, big fonts, easy to read, that highlight whatever I'm talking about. And I changed this to at Cortez Hustle. And now thumbnail is done. As easy as that, y'all. Some of us get in our own way because we think we have to go and create this stuff from scratch. No, shoot, no. I just want to use something that is already built from a foundation, just like using a master resale rights course. I don't have to build it from scratch, but I can build around it. So the courses that I recommend you sell are basic intro level courses, but then you add your own stank on it. You put your own expertise on it, and you add a couple lessons to make it available or make it beneficial to someone who's a little bit more advanced. This is what we're talking about, y'all. So that's how you quickly use Canva to create thumbnails and your channel art for your channel, so that you set up as a professional channel right out of the gate, and you start marketing your done for you digital products. And man, tomorrow we're going to get into how to use the content that is in the digital product to create content for YouTube. So I hope to see you guys back tomorrow. Until then, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.
Yo, real quick, if you're catching this live, then you can hustle on over to cortezhustle.com/open office hours to join us in a private Zoom room to get your questions answered. If you're watching this on the replay, then YouTube thinks you should watch this video next. And don't forget to hit the smiley face to subscribe to the channel, and check out cortezhustle.com if you want to join our free community.